Good evening. We're back here at TV's Cabin. I'm Mike Thompson, or Michael, either way, but I just finished up a knife for my cousin today. It's the other half of my lawnmower blade where I made the 20th century survival knife. And I put an edge on it now that just to touch it would cause you to have a skin bust. It will split you wide open. This little knife here is good for chopping, splitting wood, what have you. But I put a set of cedar handles on it today and got rid of that PVC because every time I started working with the knife, when I stenciled his name in here, I used some metal stencils. I don't know if y'all be able to see it. Let me see if I can get a light on. Let me check that camera. I got a light. I want to be able to show you what I... Is that the light? No. Yeah. We're still recording, but I can't see the dad blasted light on this thing. Oh, here it is. I was hitting auto adjust. Hang on a second. Now we got the light on. In order to see where I stenciled this, I'm hoping y'all can. I may be a little close, I don't know, but let's see. Let me get down here where I can see if we're getting it there. There we go. See, I put Tim Gullick on there. Light went out and on. Okay. But that's what it says. It just got his name on it. And on the other side of my knives, they'll have TB. TB1, TB2, or however many survival knives I build. This here is the cedar handle. I cut it to conform to the metal on the blade. The way that lawnmower blade tip ran was deep like this, because that was a cutter in here. And I just worked it out to make a handle out of it. But anyway, that's what I've done today. I'm making this for my cousin. He had a heart attack back in February, and he's still trying to get on his feet. I got his name on it right here. I bought some metal stents. I'm not real good at this yet, but I put Tim Gullick on there and so forth. But I could put the year it was made on there, and I just might do that. I hadn't thought about that, but I may put the year. It's 2013 when it was made. TB1. This was the first knife I made off my forge. It's one that had that white. It had a white PVC handle on it. If y'all remember, some of y'all may have seen my other videos. But when I was working on it, putting the stencils on it today to put my stamps on it and stuff for making my knives. All my knives will have TB on them, and they will have whatever number knife it was that I made will be on it. And sometimes, if requested, I will put your name on it, as long as it's not a, long as I don't have to put a long name on it. This one here was just Tim Gullick, and it was pretty long. His real name's Timothy Lynn Gullick. He's my cousin. But anyway, I made this little knife for him. I've got some sanding to do on the handle yet, and I'm going to grind this piece of metal here down a little more because I don't like that. That won't be no problem. Grinder will take that down to fit a little better and a little flatter so that don't gouge or nick him when you're gripping there. That's the idea anyway. And it'll be a pretty decent little knife to carry. It'll be good for skinning, but it is a little large for small game. Like I said, this knife is not made for small game. I'm thinking about trying to make the Ulu knife. I'm not trying to copycat anybody's copyrights or anything like that, but I don't think there's a rule about making the different style knives, far as I know. I'll find out. But I would like to try to make the Ulu knife, or I believe that's the way they pronounce it. The Alaskans up in Alaska, they say made them. I never saw an Ulu knife before till the other day. My uncle was down. His name is Jim Thompson, but he was in to visit, and he had seen the Ulu knife somewhere. And we looked it up on YouTube, and there it was. They got them up there. You can buy them, but I would like to learn to make one. I'm pretty sure I could make them out of an old saw blade. Probably a skill saw blade you could cut it out of. I'm going to give it a try one of these days. When I find an old skill saw blade that's no good, take and cut it out of that and make a couple, 2 or 3. But the handle on the Ulu knife is right in the center of the blade like this. Not like this, but up in the blade. And then there's an opening in it for your hand to go through it. So it's right here more so. No, handle's not on the end. You got cutters on both ends, and the chopper in the middle here comes up like a half moon. Pretty neat knife. I really enjoyed seeing it, and I liked the style of it. But I never had made one like that. This here is the kind that me and my pa carried all the time, only usually it wasn't quite this wide. They were usually a little bit thinner, you know, more of a hunting type knife, more like a chartreuse or Arkansas toothpicks is what we carried a lot for skinning and cleaning. And we had the German steel knives. I carried a what you call a bayonet for a long time. I still got it. It's over here. I think I've got it over here. If I have, I'll show it to you. It's just a piece of a bayonet cut down to a blade. My daddy got it in Germany when he was in the service. When he was in the Army, stationed over there 2 years. Right at it. Let's see. He joined the service and they wouldn't take him, and then they drafted him. How about that? They don't know what one hand's doing the other. But nevertheless, Paul went and served his time, and my uncles and his brothers, they both went. John and Jim and Claude, they all went to the service. They're all in the Army. Now, my mother's brothers, one of them was in the Navy. Her oldest brother, Burton Gullick, was in the Navy for, I think, 7 years through Pearl Harbor. He was at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed. They just pulled out, the ship did, or they wouldn't have made it. I was just trying to find what I did with my bayonet knife. I've got it here somewhere. I know I do. I just can't spot it. And I know I had it out here the other day. Here it is. This is the bayonet that my father brought back from Germany with him. That's the way it's been. It makes a pretty good hog sticking knife. It skins pretty good. It's razor sharp on the top and bottom. It's a little rusty now from sitting around. Need to oil it and clean it up. But my father cut it down, and I've carried this bayonet for a long time when I was hunting in the woods. It's a good little knife. But I'm just saying that you don't necessarily have to pay a big price to have a good knife. You can use a kitchen knife for that matter. It'll skin and cut up game too. Your kitchen knives like your chartreuse. Be right back. I'll show you one. I've got several kitchen knives. There's different styles of them, but they're butcher knives, as some folks refer to them as. Be right back. Hang on. Took me a minute to find my chartreuse. This knife is what I call a chartreuse. Some people call it a butcher knife. But it's shaped kind of like the chartreuse, what they used to call a chartreuse. This is a kitchen knife. You can buy a set of these, or you could back then for probably $10. I don't know now. You can find them at yard sales. It's a lot thinner butcher knife this way. You know, it's not very thick steel. It's probably about a 1/16 of an inch thick steel. Now this is just a cheap piece of junk that I picked up that I bought out of I bought an old used car one time and found it in the car. And it's nothing. It was what they call a survival knife, but it's all it is a stainless steel piece of crap that you can't keep an edge on. I do not like these kind. For as the stainless steel, I like carbon steel.